If you are considering getting this double-sided tape for skin and clothing, here are the top 3 things you need to consider before you make your purchase. The first is whether the adhesive stays in place throughout the day. Second is if it causes skin irritation or leaves residues after removal. Third is whether it works well on different fabric types and lasts as long as advertised. For context for this video, my wife is heading to a wedding and she ordered an outfit that requires her to tape it, and we've been trying different tapes to see which one will work best for her scenario, and I wanted to review this tape so that it provides you enough context so that you can make the best decision for you. With that in mind, my wife has a very sensitive skin and she's allergic to most fur, and for us to be able to have a dog, we needed to get a hyperallergenic dog like a Shih Tzu Poodle. So that kind of gives you context to her situation. For you, it might be different. So please consult a healthcare professional, but the examples in this video is just our use case, and then me, I'm less sensitive than her, but if things irritate my skin, it will show. And she's a lighter skin than me, so she shows more prominently. What I plan to do in this video is I've created a scenario that allows me to showcase the strength of this tape in terms of how durable it is, and kind of gives you a context of how long this thing will last. And then I'm gonna apply the tape over and over to the same area in my skin as I give you the examples. I'm going to apply it, take it off, apply it, take it off for the examples I'm going to show you. So by the end of the video, you will be able to see how irritated or not irritated my skin here is. Okay, so for this example, I am going to show you what the tape looks like when you apply it to polyester, jeans, and cotton. What I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the tape to my wrist, and then I'm going to attach the fabric to the tape, and then I'm going to do a pull test, and my goal is to keep my arm here and pull across the table to see how far I could pull that fabric before it comes off my skin. The application process is pretty easy. You just peel the back. At least this is how I apply it. So I peel one side of the back, then I apply it to the area that I'm trying to start with, and then I peel the other side of it, and then I apply it like this. All right, so one of the things you can notice, you see how it's bunching up my skin here? That is how strong this thing is. So if you peel it and you stick it, please keep in mind of what it's doing to your skin. Make sure that it's kind of comfortably placed, because this thing follows the groove of your body and the way that it folds. Okay, you see there's a groove here in my wrist, and the tape follows that fold. So make sure that you place this thing on comfortably, because it is important for you to wear it long term. All right, once that's done, I then peel the second layer of it, revealing the clear tape underneath. And this is how cool it is. It is basically almost invisible. It's clear and see-through. So with that said, then I apply the fabric to it. I'm going to press down firmly, make sure we get it on there. All right, here goes. Now we're going to do the pull test. All right, my arm is on the line. This is where we're starting, and then I'm pulling. Can you see that? That is how strong this thing is. So I could pull it even further. So I am about here when I start to notice it really start to come off the tape. But even that, it hasn't come off the tape, so I'm gonna keep pulling. Okay, I'm gonna pull, I'm gonna say about here. This is right where it stopped before it really came off. So I'm gonna mark that off right here. So this is polyester. All right, now I'm gonna repeat the same thing. I'm gonna peel this off right here on camera so you can see what it's done. And I have hair, so if you have hair, you keep that in mind. It does sting a little bit as you pull your hair, but it actually doesn't bother me at all. So this is what it looks like after one use. All right, so now I'm going to kind of clean this off a little bit, make sure that it's good to go for the next time. So which brings me to the next thing I want to talk about, is the reusability of this thing. If you put it on your skin and you use it for the first time and you notice that it starts to come off throughout the day, do not reapply the same tape. The adhesiveness will not hold, but you can easily peel it off like I just did, put a new tape, attach a fabric, and keep going. So in terms of you being able to swap this thing out and use it throughout the day, it's very much awesome. And my wife, the plan for her is she's going to have a couple of these in her purse, and she's going to be able to notice if she notices something is not holding as she's going about the whole event. She could just go in the bathroom and add a new tape and keep going. And we've tried this thing out with her just wearing her outfit throughout the day just to see what it does. And yeah, after like a couple of hours, it will start. And especially if you're sweating or if you're dancing or if you're doing anything that really requires a lot of movement, after a while it starts to give way. But it is pretty cool how well it stays. So make sure that, you know, keep an eye on it and so you can do the swap. But let me show you on a heavier fabric what you can expect. Okay, so while trying to apply this thing for the jeans, I made a mistake and I had to remove it. So this is after second application and peel. That's what my skin looks like the second time peeling it off. So I'm going to apply it again, and this is still for the jeans, but I wanted to show you what it looks like after second application. All right, the jean is attached. Now we're going to do a pull test for the jean. Now for the jean, I'm gonna say right here where my hand is our starting mark, and then I'm place my arm down, and now we're pulling. Well, actually, no, we're not pulling just yet. Hold. We get it close as possible to the tape. Okay, this is our starting mark right here where my finger is. All right, now we're pulling. I am just so amazed by how tough this thing is. I am very amazed. Look at that. It is not giving. It's actually pulling my arm forward. Like, this is incredible. Wow. Starts to give way right about here. All right, and then I'll say I'm gonna call it right here where it looks like it's about to come off all the way, and I'm gonna place my finger down on the table. All right, it landed in the same spot as the polyester, so I'm gonna give it that mark, same spot. So it didn't even matter that it didn't even matter that it was a more stronger material. It landed in the same spot. So now, looking at the irritation level, this is what it looks like after a third application. I'm gonna do a fourth one for the cotton so that we can just, you know, round it out, but this is what it looks like. All right, and it sticks very well to the fabric itself. I'm more curious what it does to the skin, and that's really what I want to focus on. But look how strongly it bonds to the fabric. It is hard to peel off. All right, we have it attached to the cotton, and now we're gonna do our pull test. Where my finger is where I'm gonna start. That's our mark. And here we go, we're pulling. Again, so amazed by how strong this thing is. This is incredible, man. Like, I'm legitimately having to like really hold this arm down on the table so that I don't actually pull it across. But for the sake of the test, we're gonna keep pulling. We're gonna keep pulling. It's going, still hanging in there. Okay. So I'm gonna say it was probably about here. So I'm gonna give cotton, honestly, they should all just score the same, but I'll give cotton here. So this is polyester, this is jean, this is cotton. So all in all, you see the strength of this thing. And now let's pull it off my skin so you can see what irritation level looks like after it for fourth time. All right, 4 times in. I'm gonna zoom in so we can get a closer look. All right, so after using and peeling 4 times, this is what you get. In my opinion, this is not bad at all. For the effectiveness of this thing and how well it works and what it offers, this I would, me personally, and also my wife, put up with this level of skin irritation. Like, and this is multiple times using, peeling. So if you use it and peel it off 4 times in a day, this is kind of what you will see. And then last recommendation, after using this tape for a while, this is what I'll tell you is, if you're gonna reuse it, if you wanna like place it back in the same spot, clean it off, a little bit of water, make sure there's no oil, any residue left under there. If you have lotion in that spot that you're trying to put it, you will get less good results. So make sure that it's clean of oil and residue and also very dry. Place it and make sure you firmly, really place and massage the outfit that you're putting it on, and then you're good to go. All right, there you have it. I love this product. It does exactly what it promises to do. So if you're still on the fence about it, please get off the fence, go get it, try it for yourself, and I hope you end up loving it as much as I do.